Hello, it's the SeahawksFan with another Go Battle League video. We got Registeel, Vigoroth, and Cresselia. Pretty amazing team. Very high-ranked Pokemon. Gonna be using Cresselia in the lead, Vigoroth safe swap, and Registeel to close out games. It's not much fast move pressure, but when shields is down, able to nuke most things. For Hypno, we gotta watch out for Shadow Ball, but doesn't seem like that's what they have. Fire Punch and Electric Punch, okay. Thunder Punch, not too bad. And we're gonna throw another Grass Knot to not take a hit, and we get a shield instead. I'll take that. Fire Punch does get the knockout. And now we're going to bring in the Registeel, actually. We got a Shadow Swampert. We're going to be able to nuke it with the Focus Blast. And then we're going to bring in Vigoroth. They will know our whole team, but we're going to be able to survive a hit. And then we're going to be forced to shield, because they have the charge move priority. But let's see. The Body Slam brings them to red. And they do not want to get farmed down. We're going to reach the Rock Slide for some big damage. And an extra counter gets them down to red. Now, to go for the lock-on farm down or to not. At this point, I think it is the best choice. I don't think the Swampert had a move banked. And we're going to get the win. They were like, nope, not staying the extra 10 seconds. Phenomenal lead up against Buzzwole. Able to do actual good damage with the Psycho Cut. Although going to be taking a ton from Lunge, we can still get a one-hit KO, and they will underestimate the power with that attack drop. And now we got a Jellicent to clean up. Grass Knot brings them to half health, just about. And we're actually going to bring in Registeel. We know that the counter user is out. And yeah, we do have to watch out for the Shadow Ball, but that's why I called it immediately. And Zap Cannon can get a knockout. We got the last shield. And odds are Vigoroth will be just fine up against the third Pokemon on their team. Definitely does not want to go up against the Buzzwole. And, well, it has a Dugong to go down. To go against. As I called it. Doesn't want to see that Jellicent. Doesn't want to see that Buzzwole. But Dugong. And when I still have a couple of Pokemon, I'm just fine. Now, an Alpha Lead. This is where we bring in the Registeel. And they gave us some important energy. I make a bit of a blunder, letting them get an extra free Mudshot or two. Gonna shield up the move that would have won them the matchup. But we reach another Focus Blast, and they are happy to commit both shields. And I'm going to 4D chest and call the Rock Slide bait. And is this another Rock Slide? Yes, it is. Can I survive it? Yes, I can. And that's a KO with the shield advantage after having a Nightmare lead. Now, if I had Moonblast instead of Future Sight, I could have been fine, but probably would have still swapped. I shield up the heaviest hitting move remaining of a turn. And now we can bring in Cresselia to counter the Bunny. This mighty Azumarill. A Pokemon as used since the beginning of Go Battle League, is returning to greatness with the bubble attack buff. Gonna have some energy banked up so I can have another Grass Knot ready for that Sableye. But actually going to bring in the Vigoroth, because going to be able to do neutral damage with counter, and Rock Slide is plenty of damage. And they're going to need to return for a knockout, which they can't even get. No need to worry about a fast move dealing more than 1 damage. But now back to a good lead. We got to clean out this Gligar before Registeel goes up against it, because that is a terrible matchup. But Cresselia is a fine matchup with us for it. Dig doesn't bring us to half, and we can get to another Grass Knot. Now they are red health. Do I want to commit a shield? Yes, I do. I do want to potentially save this tank for what could be in their back. And they're going Aerial Ace out of desperation, and they know they can't get to another Aerial Ace without getting farmed down, and we land the Future Sight. Now we can safely bring in Registeel, because we could lock down the Gligar. It'll be nice to get some shields so I can Body Slam charge move pressure on this Greninja, because counter is gonna do a lot of damage. And I could have been smart to stall out the timer max amount, but didn't need to wait that long. And I just catch a Hydro Cannon simply on Vigoroth, and that gets the win. Now we have a Minun. This is a fantastic lead. Grass Knot will do some nice damage if they have that, or whatever. Electric charge move. Discharge, okay. But Grass Knot's going to bring them to lower than we were. Now the discharge lands. Now the Grass Knot is thrown. And do we get the land? No, we do not. Happy to get a shield down, though. A shielded piece is a pretty decent scenario. We have back-to-back moves if needed. Not needed for the Minun, but let's see what's in the back. It's a Alolan Ninetales, and thankfully I can reach the Future Sight. Now we can go for an audacious lockdown and farm down. That would be silly. Just gotta go to Cap Energy and throw a Focus Blast. Be smart. Be as close as the Focus Blast for what's in the back. And it's a Whiscash. Mud Bomb won't one-shot me. And they're not gonna want to waste an extra Mud Shot's worth of energy trying to use a Scald. Now we're gonna bring in the Vigoroth and throw the Body Slam before they potentially debuff us. Should definitely survive whatever move is thrown, but may as well just shield up. And they're going to need at least 2 more Mud Bombs, I think. But we have the Body Slam for the knockout. Now we got a Ferrothorn. This is a bit of an annoying Pokemon. They bring in their own Vigoroth, because we're going to bring in a counter user. Just fine with Registeel v Ferrothorn in the back. And getting their Vigoroth out will be fantastic. We have some good energy. We have found out the whole team. We're going to use Cresselia for this Lantern after we chip this Dolphin down. And it would be nice to get a shield, but they are a little worried. They want to bank the energy for what comes in, which was a Cresselia, and ASAP, as soon as possible, they bring in the Ferrothorn. Now let's see. This need triple Focus Blasts. I'm a little foolish and go over the capped energy. Definitely part of the reason why I don't use Registeel as much as others. It's fantastic. And I'm just being a little too greedy in these scenarios. But now they bring in the Lantern and we follow suit with Cresselia. We can survive whatever move is thrown. And I'm not going to try and be greedy and go for a farm down. That would be silly. Going to get some nice Future Sight chip. Actually, probably may have been best to not go for the instant swap, but we did it. And now I still have the shield, thankfully. For whatever move, they're going to need at least another move. And I'm not sure if it would take me out from that range, but this does to them. Now we got a Scourge. Okay, good matchup for them, and this thing kind of count as a team. Let's see. Disarming Voice, bait, nice. And we have a Shadow Credilli. Now the thing is, we can get to some rock slides banked up. Are they going to want to shield up this Credilli? Yes, I do. Able to get a shield from them. Nice. Now, if I could somehow bank up a body slam and a rock slide, but it's too much of a risk. So we just take the KO. Shield a piece. And a body slam would have been nice in case they didn't count right. But we land the future sight, and now we can just go for it. Grass knot. Which it does take a KO. But this is a problem. I think this may still be a loss. We survived the Icy Wind just fine. We're going to throw the Zap Cannon, and it gets shielded, but we get the attack drop. We need another Zap Cannon. Can we survive enough? Well, at this point, it's about waiting out the timer to be able to get rid of those attack drops, and now this is fantastic. They get me down, and they are going to not survive undebuffed Zap Cannon. Let's go. They cannot take me out fast enough. And now we have another Ferrothorn lead. Gonna turn out differently with them bringing in the Lantern, removing the Lantern from the risk of a very annoying matchup against Cresselia. And Thunderbolt is going to land. That's a problem. If it was Surf, I could have reached 2 body slams, but I do get a shield. So now I'm going to bring in Cresselia, bank some energy. Know that I need to do what I can to get rid of the last shield so I can open Registeel up for business for the nukes. They catch the grass knot. Well played. But I still have the shield advantage. And now it's Registeel's time to terminate the Ferrothorn in a shield advantage scenario. Should have thrown a bit sooner. They do have Thunder this time, so that's a much better move. But this time they don't have the shield advantage. And they recognize that. Now, this is a very interesting scenario. Don't have the capability of one-shotting the Clodsire. So the hope is in Cresselia. They get a clean KO. I'm going to just go straight for Future Sight, hoping, expecting a bait. Going to use the first of 2 shields. And cheaper Stone Edge, which is very well in range of a clean KO. And I was paying attention. They needed to catch a Future Sight, but this last shield allows me to get to this Future Sight for an actual clean KO. Cause I defeated it in the end. And now we have a Charger Bug. You will have seen him in one of my recent videos. It's insane. It's amazing. If you missed out on Calm Day, sorry for you. Sorry for your loss and not having a great one. Any Charger Bug is better than none, but it is so good. But for this matchup, we have Cresselia for the Poliwrath, a golden counter to the mighty Poliwrath that has been graced with the power of Icy Wind. And we're going to bring in the Vigoroth. We have revealed the whole team. Rockslide is going to give us a better matchup into this Skarmory. They're going to be taking neutral damage, being part steel, but resisting the counter with the flying type. And I could have baited with the body slam, but why bait when you can just get a clean knockout? and knowing they're going to need a shield saved for this Charger Bug being a double weak to Rock Slide. And let's bring in the Cresselia. They're going to need two moves to get a knockout. And they are going to survive the move, and this is why Charger Bug is amazing. Such a tank, able to hold on, and they manage the shield well. We got a Talonflame, which is a pretty big problem for this whole team. Future Sight is going to be able to do a lot of damage. Moonblast, I probably would have just left the battle. But Rockslide can get a one-hit KO, but in the 2 shields even scenario, thankfully they shield, and I have not had a shield yet. I get them down to red, and now it's actually fine, because I can shield up and get enough counters in, but they swap in to Risk Cash, which is annoying. Gonna go for the body slams, not going to get one hit from this range, but going to down 2 red, and I had to body slam before the Mud Bomb for the clean KO, and they get greedy. They let me get to another body slam. Now let's open up this Registeel for business. We have a Ludicolo, this funny dancing water type. Not going to be able to get a knockout with Ice Beam, unless it's 3 Ice Beams, but 2 moves from our Registeel will get a nice clean KO. But there is some hope. They do catch a Focus Blast. But like I said, they need 3 moves. 1 down, 2 more to go. Now 1 remaining, but we have a third charge move, and that takes the victory. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more daily Pokemon Go videos. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.